we go. So let's get right into the topic of today, y'all, is what do modern women bring to the table? So I guess to start off this show, I will play a quick video of this modern woman I saw on social media talking about what a man has to bring to the table in order to potentially date her real quick.
Show me your tax returns, show me your bank statements, show me your face, show me your profile, your side profile, show me your body, top to bottom, do a 360. Those are the requirements for you to come for me. Those are the requirements for you to come for me. Okay, I'm not, you think I'm joking, it's the actual truth. Don't play with me, don't play with me.
I love the don't come for me. I love the body language, by the way. Much confidence. I love the confidence. All right, so you guys saw the video. So that's pretty much the video. What made me decide to go for this topic when I saw this video trending on social media of what this woman was asking men her standards and requirements of what she was looking for in order for men to potentially date her. So, oh man! But you know, when I watched that video, I was just, for me, I couldn't stop laughing, or you know, I just found it amusing, entertaining, because I talk about this all the time on my podcast, my dating podcast as well, and also I see it on social media all the time. And like I said, you can't make this up. But anyways, all jokes aside, let's break down this video objectively. Now, everything she said on this video is not anything new if you're a man actively dating today's modern day dating culture. She talked about tax returns and bank statements, which means she values a man's financial potential to provide stability and security. So if you understand women, and if you listen to my podcast, I talk about this all the time. It's called hypergamy. It is a real thing, which explains the behaviors of women or what type of man they look for, which hypergamy means women only want to date up or date men who have similar or a higher socioeconomic status than her. So that's, for me, that's nothing new. I see this every single day. Women have always been this since the beginning of time. They always want to date the superior man, a man that's doing better for her, a man that can take care of her. So this goes what she said next. She said, show me your face, profile, and body, which means she wants a man who is physically attracted to her. And of course, that's normal for most men and women. Men love curves and a beautiful body in women, but men love, and women, they love size and a strong body in the man. Now, to be fair and honest, everything she said is what most women are seeking in men. I always say this on my podcast, that women always want a superior man. Now, there are two types of men in the hierarchy of men, which are alphas and betas. So if you're not familiar with those terms, alphas are the strong, masculine, confident, and ambitious men in this world, which are the type of men who for the majority, usually have the highest socioeconomic status in society among men. The betas are the submissive, feminine, passive, who for the majority usually have the lowest socioeconomic status in society among men. So women are always sexually attracted to alphas. So that's why you see women like the white girl in this video listing those specific traits of what she's looking for in men. Now, I'm not going to knock her for her preferences and standards, because to be fair, we're all entitled to what we want, to our agency of what we want in a partner. So we're all entitled to that as men and women. But here is the problem. And I have for a lot of the modern day women, or maybe this is a question I want to ask for a lot of the modern day women out there that's watching this video, is what do you bring to the table to attract a man that meets all your preferences and standards? So that's my question to all you ladies out there that's watching right now. Because the girl in the video, she listed all of her standards and prerequisites in order to date her. But I am interested to hear what does she bring to the table, because in reality, to attract the high quality of men she specified in that video, as a woman, you're going to have to bring some kind of value to the table that men are looking for. I want to say this again, that men are looking for, not what women think men are looking for or what women think men should find attractive in you. No, what men want and what men are looking for in women. And that is one of the biggest confusions women have, especially when it comes to attracting a suitable mate, especially a man that they want. So you have to focus on what men want and are looking for in women, not only to attract a high caliber man, but also attract commitment from him to all the ladies out there. So this is common behavior I see in modern day dating in America or first world Western society that have been infected by radical feminism that are brainwashing women, that they can attract any type of man she wants without effort and self-improvement. That's why you see so many modern women today, like the white girl in the video, confidently list her standards of what she wants out of a man, because according to her list, she only wants the highest quality and value of men in society. but she didn't show or say anything of what she brings to the table. So the reality is a lot of modern day women today in Western society are looking for the top tier men. You see on social media, women talk about it all the time openly. They want a man that's 6 feet, has a six pack, has six figures. And if you're not, and if that's not what you want, it's pretty damn close to the type of men that you're looking for. Everybody is looking for the high quality man today in modern day women. So modern women operate in a world that you can just get something by wanting it. And for me, I always tell women, you can't just get something because you want it. You know what that place is called? You can just get something you want. It's called a dream. It's called a delusion. It's called Disney fairy tales. So to all my modern ladies out there, I hate to break it to you. If you want to attract commitment from men, especially to superior and high value men that most modern women are looking for, ladies, you're going to have to work for it and self-improve and make sure you're attracted to men. One of the things I've noticed in modern day dating today in Western society, a lot of the modern day women today, just like the white girl in the video, they're always looking for the high quality man, and they're always looking for the top tier man. And it doesn't matter which part of the spectrum you fall in the scale, in the dating scale. We always list the value of people. When we meet people, hey, she a 1, she a 10, she a 8, she a 7. So today, modern dating, it doesn't matter if you're a 1 or a 5 or a 10 on a dating spectrum of the type of quality caliber you are as a woman. Every single woman today, they want the top tier man. And they don't understand that in order to attract the top tier man, and if you want him to bring all these things that you look for to the table, you have to be able to reciprocate that and bring that and match it. But the problem is today, or what I notice a lot of women is they just want the top tier man without any kind of self-improvement, any kind of effort, any kind of work that needs to be done to make sure that she brings something of equal value to the table that men are attracted to. So modern women operate in a world where you can get something just by wanting it. You can just go on social media and say, hey, I want this, 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 and this, but they don't show anything else, or they don't show anything of value. They don't show any kind of results or behaviors or things they're actively doing that's tangible for men to see that they're worth their time and effort, especially the high quality man or the top caliber man that she mentioned on the video. So like I said, you can't just want something in life just because you want it. You don't get the life you want, you get the life you work for. That's one of the best quotes I've ever had in my life. So don't forget, if you think you're gonna get something just because you want it, I'm sorry to say, to wake up from your dream and delusion and stop watching Disney fairy tales. So to all my modern ladies out there, I hate to break it to you, if you want to attract commitment from men, especially the superior and high value men most modern women are looking for, you're going to have to work for it and self-improve. And make sure that you're attracted to what men want, not what you think men want, not what you feel men should be attracted to you as a woman, to what men want and what they choose. That's just how it works. So there's a lot of modern women today that have all these unrealistic standards and expectations of what they want from men, which they're entitled to, but they are not working on themselves to make sure they reciprocate what they ask for and match what men are bringing to the table. Because at the end of the day, we're all looking for the highest quality partner we can attract, whether you're a man or woman, regardless of race, age, or socioeconomic status. We always want to get the best option we can get in life. But remember, there's a big difference between what you want and what you can attract and get, right? Because like I told you guys earlier, you have to work for it, right? That's called life. And if you want something in life, you have to work for it. It is not going to be handed to you. So ladies out there that's watching this, right? All the modern women out there that have these prerequisites and standards and requirements of the type of men that you will only allow to choose to potentially date you. That type of man that you want is not going to just walk into your house, walk into your room, come in white shining armor and sweep you off your feet and just ride to the sunset and happily ever after. Nothing in life is handed to you. You have to earn it. And the same thing when it comes to attracting the best quality partner that you want. So there's a success code I always love. If you want to be great, you have to become great. It's called the law of attraction. So if you want quality, you must be quality. You can't expect the best qualities in men if you're not the best quality of women that men are attracted to. Because of radical feminism, modern women today are totally delusional and confused about what men want and are attracted to. Because in order to attract something, it means what you bring to the table must be qualities that the other party is interested in as well. There must be a mutual interest and a fair medium of exchange where both parties are getting both what they want. And that's the problem for many modern day women. Not only they have unrealistic standards, they don't work to match it and reciprocate those same standards. But what they bring to the table is totally opposite of what men are looking for. I'll play a quick clip of a video I made earlier yesterday to pretty much explain what men are looking for and the difference between our standards. This is pretty much a quick video I made yesterday to describe the different type of standards that men and women are looking for, especially what they want in a quality mate. Women, of course, you guys already know. We already know what you guys want. You know, the top tier man. But this is what, if you're looking for a high quality man, this is what men are looking for. So let me just play this real quick.
Now, here is what I want from you to meet my standards as a man. And it tells you don't be a hoe, be feminine, take care of your body, stop sexualizing yourself for social media, cut off all your guy best friends, stop going out with your hoe friends, clean, and make daddy a sandwich. Ladies, be honest, how many of you felt some type of way when you heard me say that? That is the problem with modern day women. You guys have no problem asking for what you want, which I don't have a problem with. But what modern women don't realize is that your dream man, especially the high caliber man that you want, he is going to have standards too, especially if he's going to marry you.
All right. Yeah, that was a quick clip of a video I made yesterday to explain that women, you guys are entitled to your standards of what you want, which the white girl in that video showed, which pretty much, is a representation of what most women are looking for. But also men, especially men with the high caliber men or the high quality man that you're looking for, he is going to have standards, and our standards and men are totally different between what you guys want and between what we want. So like I mentioned in the video, for men, we don't want women who are hoes. We don't want women who already have children. We don't want women who are not feminine. So all these things are listed in that video, all the things that men are looking for, especially if it's going to take you seriously, especially if it's going to marry you. So to all my modern women out there watching this, you must understand sexual dimorphism or gender differences, that men and women have biological differences of what we are sexually attracted to. All women want a superior man. They want a tall, strong, alpha male, masculine, ambitious, confident man that is financially stable in his ability to provide and protect you. What a lot of women don't understand, and I talk about this on my podcast all the time, is that men don't look for the same traits. Men are not sexually attracted to a strong, independent, alpha, masculine, ambitious, and confident woman. Men are always primarily attracted to the beauty and the femininity of a woman. Men are attracted to youth, beauty, fertility, and a woman's feminine traits. Men want a beautiful woman he can enjoy having sex with, he can be compatible with, and can build a long-term relationship, and also be a great mother to his children. The biggest turnoffs for men is that men are not attracted to hoes, promiscuous women, women who already have children with other men. Alpha men, especially the superior men, the men that most women are attracted to and want. Alpha men are not attracted to women who are overly masculine or act like men, but the beta men, the submissive men, are. So because of radical feminism and the lack of awareness to know what men are looking for and the lack of self-improvement for many modern day women, there's so many modern women out there today that make choices and behave in a way that men are repulsed by and unattracted to in order to earn his commitment to invest into a long-term relationship or marriage. So in today, 2021, is where radical feminism have gone too extreme. It's not the first wave feminism when it's all about equal opportunity and equal rights. This is like the third wave feminism, or I like to call it radical or extreme feminism, that is going too far, that women are no longer taking accountability for their poor choices and becoming the type of woman that men are not attracted to. So women today are fat, obese, overweight. You can see it all the time. You can see it on social media. The women who are fat, obese, and overweight, they are empowered by radical feminists to remain that way under the disguise of body positivity, even though remaining fat is detrimental to your long-term health, which should be your highest priority, but it's also in reality detrimental to your value in the sexual marketplace to attract men. If men were being honest, no man wants to choose to date a fat, obese, and overweight woman. If you had the options of something better, let's keep it a stack. So we have a generation of modern women who are encouraged to remain fat because of self-love or body positivity, to love yourself no matter what. If you really love yourself, I think Will Smith said it best. Self-love is self-discipline. If you really love yourself, you will discipline yourself and do the things you need to do to improve yourself to become the best version of yourself. So people that claim to love themselves and they're not improving themselves to be the best version of themselves, that's just a lie, a delusion. They tell themselves a justification, tell themselves so they can escape what they're doing or escape the consequences of their choices, of the reality of of the results of their life because they didn't make their best decisions. So that's like an escape route. That's trying to give them a way out. When in reality, you're not really loving yourself. You're hurting yourself by remaining fat, obese, and overweight. So this is a toxic mindset because the reality is there are health repercussions for being overweight. But you know what makes it worse in today's modern day dating and modern day women? A lot of these women who are fat women, they still want the top tier men and still want to date the men. And they don't want to date the men who are fat themselves because they claim to know their worth, which is crazy to me. I'm telling you, you can't make this level of delusion up. Let me play a quick video. You guys can see what I'm talking about real quick. I'll play this quick video. And this is a video of modern day women who are fat, obese, or overweight. And they don't want to date men who are fat, obese, overweight. They only want to date top tier, high quality men, which is crazy to me. But like I said, you have to see it to believe it. So let me play this video real quick for you guys.
Sometimes I feel personally shallow when I'm dating somebody or I'm interested in somebody. I instantly notice the looks. I mean, I think it's very common that you're gonna notice somebody's looks first.
No, like I refuse. I absolutely refuse. I am not about to marry no man that is kind of cute. Like I have to really be attracted to you, and I feel like that's the insecurity in us. That's like, well, personality over looks. You know, the personality is what really matters. Yes, their personality matters, but I feel like both have to come hand in hand. You know.
So I matched with a guy who was very attractive, and like the guy I am attracted to is like tall, sort of muscly. He can be like fat, but like big, you know? I like big and muscles, and has a good smile and sparkly eyes and like.
Yeah, that is crazy and asinine for me to see that. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of modern day women out there going out there, and you see those ladies on those videos. These are ladies who are obese, overweight, and fat, and they don't want to date men who are fat themselves. They think that they're worth more than those type of men, and that's a total perfect explanation. When I told you guys, there's a lot of women out there that what they want out of men, the standards they have, they don't even meet their own standards. They don't even reciprocate what they're asking for in men to bring to the table. So this is crazy for me. And like I said, I just showed you guys a quick video of fat, obese, overweight women, and they don't want to date men who are fat, obese themselves. So you see how crazy that is, how delusional that is, how the lack of self-awareness of reality of what's going on in the real world, which means that, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys, like I said, you can't make this level of delusion up. You can see the clear lack of self-awareness of reality in these women, because they're been living in this bubble created by radical feminism that they can behave and think this way. It's crazy. These women honestly believe they will attract a high quality man remaining in their current physical condition of being fat, obese, and overweight. They want more than they are willing to bring to the table. And it's completely asinine. Men do not operate in the same reality. That's why I always say in my podcast, and women hate me for it, that men and women live in two different worlds. The world will always feel sympathy for women because they're the weaker sex. It's just because there's no, it's just because they're the weaker sex, you're women. That's just the way it is. But there is no sympathy for men making poor choices for their life, especially when it comes to attracting the opposite sex. The world has no sympathy for weak men. Fellas, if you're short, you're going to be made fun of for being short. You're just short. If you're fat, you're fat. If you're broke, you're broke. That's just the way it works for men, especially how society treats men. There is no height and body positivity for us. You ever wonder why you don't see plus size male models? Because men are realistic. Men are not going to sit back and pretend that being fat and overweight is cool. And it's totally unacceptable because that's how we live and operate in reality. Look, I'm not complaining about it. That's just the way it is between men and women. And that's just how it works in real life. There are double standards in society because men and women, because we are biological different, there's always going to be double standards going to exist in this world. And a lot of times men and women complain about the double standards we have. It's because we're different. You want to hear a stat? Almost 40% of women are obese between the ages of 21 to 39 years old. That's almost half of the entire population of over 166 million total women in America. And all these women are being told by radical feminism in America under the disguise of women empowerment that it's okay to remain obese and fat for the rest of their life and still be able to attract a good quality, high quality man. For men, obesity is just as serious in us when it comes to percentages in the data, but because of double standards, like I mentioned earlier, women will happily marry a obese man if he's the alpha provider protector and take care of her financially. But most men will not be happy marrying a obese woman if there was a better option. That's just the way it is in the real world. Now, the biggest behavior or trait that repulses men from marriage and commitment is promiscuity, or AKA hoish behavior. This is a fact, and I always tell women this, and a lot of women get upset, especially when they're coming on my podcast and not understanding that men and women are different of what we look for. Men do not want to wife up hoes. That's a fact. And if a man did wife up a hoe, it'd be more likely to be a beta man, a more submissive man that's willing to allow that to happen, or that was his only option as a man, so he acted out of scarcity, not abundance. Because men who are working themselves, improving themselves, alpha men who are sexually attracted to all types of women, they're going to select the best option possible. They're not going to wife up a hoe, all right? So men, we care very much about preserving the sexuality of the woman he chooses to marry, because men do not want to raise another man's child, especially the alpha men. The beta men will, like I told you guys before, the beta men will happily do it and marry a woman with multiple kids, with multiple different baby daddies. That's what beta men do, all right? Alpha man, he's not going to do that, all right? And women who show promiscuous, hoish behavior, that's one of the things that men are afraid of is paternity. They just want to make sure that our kids are mine. And if a woman is showing promiscuous and hoish behavior, there's a risk of investing into that type of woman because she has a high probability that she might end up having sex with another man and my kid might not be ours. So because but at the end of the day, there's a term I always hear, women will have sex with the alpha men, but they'll let the beta men raise their child, right? Because they can't attract commitment from the alpha men. Also, like I said, but women don't want to be with the alpha men. That's why most women will have sex with the alphas and settle with the beta man to raise their children. Because again, like I told you guys before, radical feminism, they're encouraging women to be sexually active and have unprotected sex with random men. You see this in today's dating culture. In America, 90% of women are sexually active by the time they're out of college. 60% of high school students already lose their virginity by graduation. So today, more than ever, women are empowered to sexualize themselves. And because of social media, modern women are on steroids when it comes to sex and sexualizing themselves. Just take a look at TikTok and Twitter, Instagram. Underage girls are openly talking about sex and sexualizing themselves to men. Women are having more sex than men today. Heterosexual men between the age of 18 and 25, only 20% of men are sexually active compared to women. So 20% compared to 90%. So modern day women today are more promiscuous than ever and having more sex than ever than the men. So that's crazy. A lot of women don't know this, but it's crazy where the men are now not having as much sex as the women. And like I said, that is why a lot of men out here are realizing modern day dating, especially in today's modern day dating culture of sex and casual relationships. That is why you see there's a decline of men giving their commitment to women, because they realize a lot of these women out here are promiscuous and showing hoish behavior. And like I told you guys before, men don't want to wife up a hoe. But like I mentioned earlier, masculine men do not want to raise another man's child. That is why 50% of single moms are unmarried or never being married by their biological father of their child. Like I told you guys before, that is why men are starting to realize that what modern women are bringing to the table is not worth it, especially when modern women today are asking men to fulfill 100% of their traditional roles as a protector and provider. But here's the catch-22. But here's the problem. Modern women are not traditional women. So a lot of you want us to be traditional men, but you're no longer traditional women, but you still want us to wife you and give you fulfill 100% of the role and responsibilities of what a traditional man should bring to the relationship. But you guys don't want any accountability to be held to the same standards of being traditional men, that you hold us against men, that we should hold against you. to be a traditional woman. So that is why a lot of men today are starting to realize or wake up to realize that it's not in their best interest to commit and give these types of women out there their full-time commitment in marriage. It's because men are starting to realize that we're actually getting the short end of the stick, because modern day women today have unrealistic standards. They're not willing to self-improve, like I told you guys before. They're not willing to self-improve as women to be attractive to us men. And also what they bring to the table are qualities and traits that we are not attracted to as men. And I'm not gonna go deep into the marriage, the topic of marriage and the legal ramifications when it comes to men, but I'm just gonna speak on it real quick. But the truth is, in Western society, especially in America, marriage has no legal and financial benefit for men. America has a 50% divorce rate where women initiate 80% of all divorces. And as men, we lose 50% of our financial resources and assets, and 90% of women get custody to the children. You know what is the number one method of transfer of wealth between men and women? It's divorce. Ever heard of Brittany Renner, the Margin Bull or the Margin Dots of the universe, who divorced NBA player PJ Washington after 2 months of marriage, and allegedly, I think she received $200,000 a month of child support for the next 18 years. You can't make this up. This is happening every single day. So the number one transfer of wealth right now in between a man and a woman in America is not inheritance, it's divorce. So not only is marriage a bad choice for men, but it's also even worse financial decision. So men are starting to realize that we can still get a relationship from women and sex without commitment in marriage. So that's why men today are trying to hold off and push off when it comes to long-term commitment in marriage. Because at the end of the day, as men, like I said, we just want to have sex. Because now as men, we can get everything we want without the risk of marriage, because premarital sex now in relationships is normalized now. So when women complain about today's modern day casual dating sex culture, I always laugh, because it was women or radical feminism that created it. It wasn't the men. Men are just adjusting to the sexual marketplace. So plus most women today are just looking for the top tier men who are usually older. So young men are realizing that girls their age are not attracted to them no more or take them seriously. So they're working themselves to be a provider, protected, and be able to attract women later in their life, in their 30s, and still be able to attract a young, beautiful, feminine woman in her 20s. So men are realizing that committing and marrying modern women is a liability and a high risk, low return investment. So modern women today, they have high unrealistic standards, are no longer feminine. They're not taking care of themselves physically. They're sexually active as ever in today's society, and they have a high probability of being a hoe. And for many women, they already have kids. So these are all things that modern women are bringing to the table for many men, which is beneficial for her to be with a good man, but there are no benefits for him, especially the good men out there that have worked so hard to be stable providers and protectors, and to be able to, and all they want is a good woman. So at the end of the day, that's just the way it is. That's just the real life. Those are the facts. So that is why a lot of men today are dating, are not marrying. And like these are conversations I have all the time with men. These are things that men are starting to see. But like I said, these things that I say today, I say on my podcast, these are things that men say all the time. These are things that men want to say, but they can't, because we live in a radical, like I told you guys before, because of radical feminism, right? If a man speaks about his standards, if a man speaks about against women, even though it is true, even though it is facts, I gave you guys the facts, it is called misogyny, it is called suppressing women. So that's why, like I said, men don't do it. But the thing is, like I said, for women, you guys have no problem. You guys have no problem saying what you guys think about men, putting men down, talking about the things that men don't do. Like I said, at the end of the day, whatever you're a man or woman, I believe in accountability. If you're a man, if you're making poor choices in life, you're making poor choices for yourself to improve as a man, you're not treating the woman, you're not investing into a relationship with a good woman, then he should be held accountable. I believe that entirely in my heart. But also, like I said, women should be held in the same standard expectation and be held accountable for the same standards that they expect men to be. So if women out there today are making poor choices for their life, are making poor choices for their body, are making poor choices for themselves, not improving themselves to be better people, to be better women, and not improving themselves to be a high quality partner for a man, for especially the good men out there in this world, then they should be held accountable. But like I said, these are the things I'm saying right now. Like I said, if you say this, if a man says this, then it's misogyny. But if a woman says it, then it's called women empowerment. So If a man has standards, it's called discrimination. If a woman has standards, it is called preferences, and she knows what she wants. So that's pretty much it for today's live show. Explains to you guys why, like I said, like I said, that was the topic for today, was what do modern women today actually bring to the table? So like I said, this is a first world problem. Like I told you guys before, this is a first world problem. You don't see this problem in any other country except the Western societies. The Western societies, the first world Western societies, because if you look at other countries who are very traditional, you know, their traditional roles, they don't have marriage issues. They don't have divorce issues. And the men are they're getting married and they're staying in their marriage. But only in the Western societies in America, where we have a 50% divorce rate. And like I said, 80% of women are initiating the divorces. So, but yeah, let me know. So that's pretty much end on my show for tonight. Pretty much explained to you guys why. And you guys saw those videos. I showed you guys examples of videos of women out there with unrealistic standards. Showed you guys a video of women who are overweight, but they, like I said, they don't want to date over a man. So they just told you how crazy the crazy field is, especially what men want, of what women are looking for in men. So, but real quick, let me just go back. So yeah, we come to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. So let me see. I see some comments below. So let me before I end the show, let me read some comments. All right. So real quick. So yeah, as always, there's always people here that want to be on my that have a lot to say, but don't want to say it to my face and don't want to come on. So yeah. So at the end of the day, that's what I always say. You know, I always say when women, they always have something to say, but they don't want to be challenged. So they don't want to be challenged. It's easy to say something on a message, but you don't want to get challenged because that's the type of men you're around. You're around those simps and those betas. They're not willing to challenge you. You're just okay just to say okay to you. Hey, honey, you're right. They have no sense of opinion. So that's why, like I said, for a lot of women who get triggered by my content, because you're not around men who are willing to challenge you. So you like the betas or the simps. But at the end of the day, let's go over to our comments and check out the comments. So I'm gonna read off real quick. I'm gonna respond to my comments. Yeah. So let's go. At the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about what you say on my comments, at the end of the day, you're here watching my content. So the person who won is me. But anyways, let's go. I'm always willing to, like I said, people, regardless of how you feel about my content, people that know me, I'm always willing to listen and have a debate with people. So that's the society we live in today, is when somebody has a different opinion with you, the first response is to cancel and have ad hominem attacks. So they don't want to attack my arguments. They always want to attack me personally. That's why a lot of people, like I said, you know, for me, I'm always willing to listen. I stand by what I say. I'm going to stand by what especially when it comes to the male perspective. But for a lot of women that always having something to say, they never want to have a conversation because they know that if you do come on here, I will expose you and I will challenge you. But let's get back right to it. Yeah, Rhea, we all know you're limited thinking, but I'm sorry if you're this way. Women are not weaker gender. Women are not the weaker gender. I'm not the weaker. So I hope you mean that the women are not. I hope you mean it's not biological. So if you said that, not in the context of biology, because biology, based on biology, you are the weaker gender. So that's a fact. So unless you have a world where women are stronger physically than men, then yeah, clearly you're not as feelings over. You're focused on your feelings. Libua Brown. Oh, I know this girl. All right, so all right. So I always find it's funny. So Libua Brown, it's always hilarious listening to Will defend men to the death. Yeah, because I'm a man, so I'm speaking from the male perspective. The same thing for a lot of you women out there who are mad about what I said, and you're defending women to the death, the women experience, the women perspective. So I just kind of find it hilarious that you think that way, that of course, if you're a woman, you're gonna speak from the female perspective. If I'm a man, I'm gonna speak from the male perspective. If you're Polynesian, you're gonna speak from the Polynesian perspective. If you're white, you're gonna speak from the white perspective. So that's hilarious to me. So that, like I said, people have comments, but like I said, they don't wanna. If you talk to me, I will go deeper into it. He's just rambling with other guest opinions. I know plenty of men who would disagree with this guy. I'm kind of embarrassed with my people culture. He seems so ignorant. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just because, like I said, just because somebody disagree, that doesn't mean that that's the majority. So I talk about the majority. I'm not talking about the exceptions. So you might have the exceptions of 2 or 3 people have disagree. So a perfect example would be all women like tall men. That's a fact. Women prefer to date a taller man. Most women don't want to date a taller guy. So just because you know some friends, some women that date, you just know some guys that date that their girlfriends or wives are taller than them, does not mean that the statement of women prefer to date taller men is false, because it is true. Most women want to date taller men. Are there women out there that they're taller than their men, and their men are shorter than them, and they still date them and marry? Yeah, of course. But I'm speaking about the majority. All right. So, like again, I'm clearly, like I said, this is why you have open conversation, because sometimes people say something, but this, like I said, that's where you have conversation so you can challenge it. So that's what I'm saying is a lot of modern women on my comments right now, they want to say their piece, but they're not willing to get challenged on it. So like I said, I say my piece, and if you want to challenge it, hop on and challenge it. But like I said, it's easy to talk on the screen. But like I said, I just proved your point wrong. I'm talking about the majority. You're talking about a small minority, and the minority is not the majority. The majority is what represents what's going on in the real world. Bro, you got issues. I'm all about uplifting people. What is your angle? Give a solution that is biased, that is not biased. Yeah, I am. Like I said, depending on your perspective, what uplifting is. If you're coming from the female perspective, what I'm talking about, what men want and what men are looking for from the male perspective, is totally, you won't understand it. So yeah, if someone chooses to work in the legal field for 5 full years, he's representing the reality of family law cases and what men and women typically ask for most cases. All right, just because you work in the legal field for 5 years doesn't mean you know what men want. So knowing what men want, but that's the topic of today, what the women bring to the table. You don't know what men want. Like I said, you're a woman. So you being in the legal field for 5 years is totally irrelevant. So yeah. And like I said, just because you have a degree, or just because you have some kind of higher education, doesn't mean you're always right. I know a lot of people with degrees, and the people who don't have degrees are actually doing way better. They're smarter intellectually, successfully, financially. So yeah, degrees don't mean anything. Totally irrelevant. So like I said, like I told you guys before, if you want to attack an argument, if you have a point, attack if you notice one thing about my podcast, especially when I have conversations with people, that I always attack their arguments. It's always, but what happens, especially when it comes to women, because women are very emotional and the feelings over facts, is they use ad hominem arguments. So they always try to make themselves look better, to build themselves up, to make it seem like that they're superior to me, to kind of validate themselves, so that way my points are not validated because they have a high experience of higher degree of quality. Or they'll attack me personally that I'm a misogynist, something's wrong with me, I'm delusional, something's wrong with my mindset. So they never want to attack my arguments. They always want to attack me personally, or they want to make themselves look like they're better than me. So whenever people go take it personal, and whenever people are no longer attacking the argument or the topic itself, that's how you know they lost the conversation. That's how you know they lost the conversation. That's how I know they lost the conversation. So so that's whenever I have open conversation with people, and as soon as they start making it personal, as soon as they start attacking me, as soon as they try to talk about themselves and not talk about the topic, because I'm sticking to the topic at hand. I will never talk about somebody else's personal life, and I will never talk about my degrees or my legal expertise or my field or my whatever to make it seem like I'm better. I can clearly say here, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I can confidently say I'm not the smartest person in the room. I can confidently say I'm not the most intellectual person in this room. But like I said, when it comes to the topics at hand, I'll speak on things that I'm pretty well versed at, and I know what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to the male perspective, what men want. But yeah, that's how you know you get lots of conversation. All right. Invite us. Hey, I mean, oh come on, keep my invitation open. Invite us. It's a public platform. I post the public Zoom links all the time, and every single show is public. So excuses, always making excuses. everybody has something to say unless you put them in the fire. So that's how I'm saying it. That's all I'm saying all the time. You guys know this. This is a live show. You guys, I guess you said you never responded to my responses to my Instagram. So clearly you follow me on Instagram. So I post all this stuff on my Instagram, on my stories. This is a live show, y'all. This is a live show. So this is open. It's a public platform. You can join in anytime. If you don't know where the link is, if you don't know how to get on the Zoom call, even though I posted all this information the last 2 days, then hey, that is your fault. That's not mine. So I've done my job anyways. But yeah, the perfect example again, making excuses. Making excuses. That's why I say I want to say the time. Like I said, everybody has something to say until you put the spotlight on them, and then all of a sudden there's a reason why they can't do it. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know how to get on your podcast. I didn't know there was an open invitation. I love it. 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 Let's keep reading because this is hilarious. All right. Let's do a show. No, like I can bring on some very educated men. Like I told you guys before, my show is anybody who jumps on, I'm gonna select everybody one by one, and we're gonna go one-on-one every single person. That's how I run my show. All right. Yeah. So yeah, if on all the women out there, like I said, please don't tell me how to run my show. If you want to do your own show, you're more than likely go make your own show and invite people and educated men and people to jump on. But yeah, I'm gonna do my show every Wednesday, the same format, the same way I've done it. And if you guys want to join in, just tap in, and then I'll pick you. My legal credentials is facts, feelings. Yeah. More smoke. No fire. Ain't no one even is attacking him. All right. Yeah. Well, no one's attacking him. Did you guys just see everything you guys just wrote, or do women have like a short-term memory? So you guys literally just said some things about me. So I highly suggest you go back and read it. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. There's all what I'm like. I don't understand why you think you just said some comments about me personally. So but yeah, but like I said, I'm not surprised. Modern day women. So what I legally advise contrary divorce cases, my feelings, bro. Yeah. So the topic so what you do with your life, with your legal advice, is totally different to the topic. So you haven't said anything relevant to the topic. So okay. It makes me less informed on the real issues, how men and women after deal. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the topic. Like I said before, if we're speaking on the topic, what modern women bring to the table. So you are talking very broadly. You're not specific. So yeah, he puts a degree in position case by her degree puts her case by number. Yeah, so the topic at hand is about modern day dating and what men are looking for in women, or what women are bringing to the table. So the cases and degrees of what you're talking about is not, if it has relevance to the topic itself, is what do modern women bring to the table, and what are things men are looking for to be committed to women, because at the end of the day, women control access to sex, men control access to marriage. That's a fact. So it doesn't matter what you do as a woman if the man has to initiate to propose to you and to marry you, and then if the men are not marrying you, and the men, you're still single, you're still unmarried, then clearly, whoever clearly that the things that you're doing in your life or the type of woman you are at this moment is not attracting any men. There's a reason why these guys are not attracted to you if you're not married. So because then we're the ones that have to propose. All right. You guys are weirdo. I'm just sorry, I just can't. His energy is not so good. Yeah, if I'm a weirdo, why you're still watching? That's what I find hilarious. If I'm weird, then why you're watching here and watching my content? Well, you definitely inspired. Attacking isn't challenging. It's a challenge. Come on, facts over feelings. Attacking isn't challenging. Well, attacking, yeah, like I told you guys before, attack my arguments. That's what I said. Attack my arguments. If you disagree with something I said, attack my arguments. But when you talk about me personally, or you talk about yourself personally, like what I do personally and what you do personally is totally irrelevant to the topic in hand. So that's what I'm saying is attack the topic. But this is fun, y'all. But like I said, if this is I'm like yeah, but you were talking about mental rush. She's going to see what she sees. All right, ladies, we're just going around in circles. Anyways, it was fun. Like I told you guys before, there is an open this Zoom is an open Zoom every Wednesday. So for those two ladies that are watching, comment. Like I said, I don't have issues with y'all ladies. Like I said, ladies, I'm sure you guys are beautiful and great human beings and great people in your own life as women. Like I'm pretty sure you are. When it comes to the topic that I discussed in my podcast, I stand by what I said. So like I told you guys before, I don't attack people personally. I don't talk about other people. I don't talk about myself. I just talk about the topics at hand. And like I told you guys before, facts over feelings. You know, a lot of women today get in their fields, and you guys can see the chat. And you guys get to see the chat. Oh, wow. They feel them feeling some type of way. So it's always hilarious. I see this all the time. So it doesn't get, I gotta get used to it, but it never gets old. But yeah, ladies, everybody that's watching right now, if you're watching this from home, if you guys have any questions so far, if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump on my podcast and let me know. And also, ladies, don't forget, there's two ladies on my chat. Next week's, you can't wait for next week, because next week, it's gonna be a different topic. So I'm not gonna talk about today's topic. All right, so I'm gonna move on from this topic and talk about a whole different topic. So that's called life. You know, if you don't take advantage of opportunity, and if you don't make the choices to do something when you have the opportunity to do something, that's called a missed opportunity. Oh, the fire! I just dropped some fire right now. Like I said, you have like I always talked about before, there is something called choice. You have a choice to jump on this platform, but you choose not to, right? So an indecision is still called a decision. So whatever, like I said, that's why I always say to them, I don't want to hear it. If you have something to say, if you have something to say, go blow up my DMs, right? Blow up my DMs, blow up my story. Don't come on my comments and talk this big talk, because like I told you guys before, everybody wants to talk unless you put face to face with somebody and put your feet to the fire, and when somebody's going to be an open conversation and you're going to be challenged with everything you said. So a lot of these women, especially these two on my comments, like I told you guys before, it's always the same case. They always want to talk like they know what they're talking about and speak big. You may have some points that you're right. Maybe you have some good things to say. You have some right things to say. I'm not here to say that I'm always right. I'm here to say that everything is like it starts to ends with me. I'm pretty sure there are some things that I might learn from you. You might have some knowledge and expertise and things that definitely can add to the conversation. I'm always willing to listen to it, but like I said, you have to join the conversation and be ready to be challenged and to have a disagreement. So like I said, everybody, you had a choice to come on here, but you choose not to. And that's all I'm saying. A lot of these women, they have their mouth. They want to say this, this, and this. But when it comes to making the hard choices in life and take accountability for it and doing what you need to do, they don't want to do it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So yeah, like I said, words, like actions, mean louder than words. So that's all I talk. Let your actions speak it. Jump on this platform and say something. Let's have an open conversation. If we both agree to disagree, that's okay. That is okay. At the end of the day, there is no hate. There is no ill feelings. I have nothing against y'all. I'm sure you have amazing women, amazing ladies and daughters in your lives, whether you're single or married or in a relationship. I'm sure you're great people. I'm fine with myself because I know I'm a good person as a man as well. But like I said, this is an open platform. It is social media. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is my podcast, and this is the topic I brought up. And like I said, let's talk about the topic. And if you don't want to talk about the topic, you don't want to jump on and making excuses of why you don't want to jump on or why you want to wait for next week. And that is what I always tell women. At the end of the day, regardless of what choices you make, you have to take accountability. The world will not wait for you. I am not gonna wait for you to get your son to figure out what you want to say and wait for next week. That is not how the world works. And like I always say, that's where I come from. I live in a very practical, realistic world. I'm not gonna delay my show and wait for next week for you guys until you guys are ready and you guys are prepared and make sure that I revolve around my life and they around you. That is not life. If I was a simp, I'll do it. If I was beta, I'll do it. But I ain't no simp. So yeah, you're probably used, if you're used to that type of man, hey, all power to you. It's my way, it's my platform, my life. I make my own choices in life. I do things my way because it's my life. So I do what I do. I love what I do, and I keep doing what I do, regardless of what people feel. I think about it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for jumping on this show. I really appreciate the time of you guys. And I also just want to say, Ria and Leiboy, I have nothing. Hey, appreciate for you guys dropping your comments. It was entertaining for me. But anyways, much love to all you guys out there that watch my show. At the end of the day, you guys all know me. There's no ill feelings, there's no hate. I just like to talk about the topics at hand. If you have any questions, if you guys have any concerns or things that you want to ask me directly, yeah, reach out, DM me. But like I said, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, show some love and support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. Don't be a ninja watcher. Show some love and support. Oh, sorry. Much love to all you guys out there that do show support to me. Love me all and support me every single day, not only on this platform, but also on Twitter, TikTok, and social media, on Instagram and Facebook as well. Much love to all you guys. If you have recommendations for next week's show, let me know what next week's show's recommendations are. I'm always trying to figure out different topics to talk about. And for the two ladies that are on my comments, but also people out there, if you have something to say, if you want to join the conversation, I do this every single Wednesday. You guys are open to have a conversation. And thank you so much for watching and listening. That's going to be the conclusion from my show. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday, y'all. Peace. Appreciate y'all.